My name is Sarah Benatar, and I serve as the treasurer of Coconino County, Arizona, the second largest county by area in the country. In addition to this, I am president of both the Arizona Association of Counties and the National Association of Hispanic County Officials. As treasurer, I serve as the bank and chief investment officer for the entire county, responsible for the safekeeping of public dollars on deposit with us, from county departments to all special districts such as schools and fire districts. My fellow county government officials across the country spend days and nights worrying about potential risks that would cost taxpayers money and could jeopardize our ability to pay for the hardworking first responders, road crews, and other public servants in our communities. In managing public funds, it's important to always put the safety of public dollars first, followed by addressing liquidity needs, and lastly, working towards a positive rate of return. In short, safety first, then liquidity, then yield. This necessarily includes considering all forms of risk, including climate risk. These priorities ensure that we are the best stewards of public funds. Unfortunately, we are seeing a national trend that jeopardizes our top priority to ensure the safety of taxpayer dollars. Across the country, legislation is being introduced that will reduce the universe of banks with whom our Treasury can do business with, what we can invest in, and what policies we can adopt to evaluate risk associated with public fund management. Many of these proposals claim to want to depoliticize financial regulations, but instead embed new political tests that protect special interests from market competition. Furthermore, when rubber meets the road in implementing these bills, they raise costs to our taxpayers. Every jurisdiction needs a servicing bank. The free market RFP process is vital to ensuring the protection of taxpayer dollars, but it only works if there are sufficient bidders for a free market to exist. Responses to government RFPs are already limited due to collateralization and asset requirements, with only a handful of banks even servicing governments. Simply put, an anti-ESG legislation will push numerous bidders out of the process entirely. At best, local governments will be left with one option to select from and would suffer from higher cost. At worst, we would receive no bids, leaving us without a servicing bank and changing local governments as we know it. How will I pay my firefighters who are on multi-weeks assignments if I can't do direct deposit because we don't have a bank? This reduction in size of the market for public banking services is a reality, not hypothetical, for local governments and states where anti-ESG legislation has passed. In addition to servicing bank needs, treasurers are responsible for the investment of public funds. The foremost objectivity in government investing is the safety of principal. This means mitigating and evaluating risk of investment decisions in both the short term and long term. As a prudent fiduciary, I believe that climate risks are part of that analysis of safety that must be considered to honor my duty of care and duty of loyalty. Over the last year alone, my county has faced numerous wildland fires, flooding events, tornadoes, record snowfalls, and now record heat levels. When determining whether to invest in a corporate bond, I should have the ability to evaluate the risk of that investment by asking questions like, is a major distribution center of this company in a disaster area? Safety of public funds is about evaluating risks with all the tools in our toolbox. It is up to us as prudent local investment officers to decide which tools we want to use. These concerns are shared by local officials across the country, regardless of party. We want what is best for our communities. We want to keep taxpayer money safe. We want free markets so that we can get the best value. We want the ability to make choices ourselves in who we do business with and how we invest our public dollars. There is no better illustration of this than the bipartisanship between the county treasurers in Arizona, who have stood together to oppose legislation that will jeopardize our abilities to be good stewards of public dollars. I urge you to listen to the dedicated public servants who are elected by communities within your districts, to the associations of businesses who have spoken out against these measures, and to the average citizens who just want their taxpayer dollars protected. Thank you for your consideration.